What are the people that Stephen A? She not gonna do that. Let her cook. I want to know what y'all saying now.
Angel Reese just got suspended by the Chicago Sky, and let's be honest, it's no surprise, averaging 8 points a game with a shooting percentage under 35%. She's missing layups, like she's auditioning for a comedy reel. The so-called face of women's basketball has become the league's biggest punchline. And fans can't decide whether to laugh or cringe shall always come to the light. Angel Reese's suspension by the Chicago Sky has rocked the WNBA world. Just a year ago, she was on top of it all: magazine covers, endorsement deals, viral interviews, hailed as the future of women's basketball.
Okay, cool. Now we just have to have people because of marketing and their attention, and they're not as talented, and we're not putting the best team out.
The media couldn't get enough of her. She was the golden child, the league's savior, the face of a new era. Fast forward to now, and she's been benched not for rest, but by suspension. The fall from grace has been swift and stunning. But let's be real, it was a long time coming.
The league versus Caitlin Clark, and that is just absolutely false. It is unfair to the women that have been there building this league to this moment so that Caitlin Clark's popularity could take it to the next.
This isn't about one or two bad games. This is a season-long disaster. The Chicago Sky have a miserable 3-10 record after 13 games. That's right, just 3 wins. And it gets worse. They've lost their last 3 games, including a 93-80 beatdown by the Atlanta Dream. It's a free fall, and they're ranked 11th in the league standings, second to last in the Eastern Conference. The defense, virtually non-existent. They're giving up a league worst 4 points per game, and 8 of their 10 losses have been by 13 points or more. It's not just losing, it's getting dismantled, claimed.
Making a basketball argument.
We're not saying no, Andrea, I'm not going to let you do that.
Go ahead,
Andrea, I'm not going to let you make it seem like Caitlin Clark was averaging 5 points a game. At the time, she was still averaging 16 points a game, which was more than a lot of other guards that made the team. So don't do that. Don't make it seem like she was averaging 5 points and this was like a handout.
And at the center of this chaos, Angel Reese, her missed layups have become infamous. Her shooting percentage is just 39%, ranking her 63rd out of 64 qualified players.
Her value is felt every place she goes, every arena she goes. TV, ratings, value.
Rebounding stats come with an asterisk. Most of them are off her own missed shots, making it look like she's running solo practice drills during actual games. But
the response of folks that don't think she is praised enough and she is above reproach in terms of criticism, or that praising another player is an affront to her, is like, whoa, bro. Like, also, like, you're not mentioned talking about women's basketball. I've never ever seen you before in my life.
The league hyped her as a generational talent. Forbes ran glowing features. Advertisers lined up to cash in on her star power. Social media treated her like basketball royalty. But when it came to delivering on the court, the hype fell flat. Reese wasn't just a player, she became a brand. And like any overhyped product, the flaws became impossible to ignore.
You guys were right. That's what we're saying. You
no,
were right.
Molly, you did not say that, Molly. No,
That's what you said.
That's not what you said, Molly.
What are you guys
That is not what you said.
The Chicago Bravado are running out of patience. The Chicago Sky finally had enough. Her suspension isn't just a punishment, it's a statement. The team couldn't keep pretending that everything was fine when the numbers, the performances, and the fan reaction screamed otherwise. Reese wasn't helping, she was hurting. The message from the Sky is clear: we're done.
We would love for the WNBA to make voting not anonymous, because if you were the person that had that one vote, you should just be able to stand on it, and we should know who you are. In the NBA, voting is not anonymous. So I would love for the WNBA to make the voting so we see who put the votes where. That's all I'm saying.
Fans have been equally unforgiving. Reese was supposed to be the player who brought the WNBA into the mainstream. Instead, she's become the poster child for overhyped athletes. Social media is flooded with criticism, from her sloppy mechanics to her TikTok heavy lifestyle. Fans are calling her the most overhyped player in WNBA history. And honestly, they might not be wrong. All the branding and interviews mean nothing when you're bricking layups and turning the ball over.
Indiana Fever have 2 All-Stars in their starting lineup. They also have the reigning Rookie of the Year. Chicago has none of that. So the lift for Angel Reese has been much greater.
The suspension didn't just come out of nowhere. It's been building for weeks. The Sky's humiliations have been piling up, with losses like the 93-58 disaster against the Indiana Fever on June 10th, 2025, and the 99-74 meltdown against The New York Liberty on June 14th, 2025, showcasing their struggles. These games highlight more than just poor team performance. They spotlight Angel Reese's glaring issues on the court.
If we say her stats are today, what?
20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But 5
crazy.
5.6
Those
turnovers,
hell of a number.
Those are hell of a numbers.
But to me, that's not dominant.
Her offensive game has been so lackluster that even head coach Tyler Marsh had to call it out when Marsh admitted that. Reese's offensive role just isn't working. It was a thinly veiled critique of her season-long shortcomings.
Stop being petty. Stop being catty. Cause she like a double-edged sword. She couldn't tell left and right. And it's bothering y'all, and I see it. Let's go, Caitlin. Hey, do me a favor, CC. Send your favorite a jersey with your autograph on it.
The worst part, Angel Reese's suspension isn't just about her lackluster stats, it's about her crumbling image. This is the same player who spent the offseason curating TikTok, landing flashy brand deals, and confidently claiming she's the reason people tune into women's basketball. Now those bold proclamations feel like empty boasts.
Draft day viewership, which is up 400% to 40%. Between ticket sales, which is up 93% to 16%. Between regular game viewership, which is up 180% to 20%. What Caitlin Clark has done is grown the WNBA exponentially. She did in 5 weeks what would have taken 5 years. And as it pertains to draft viewership, she did in 5 days.
Regardless matter whether they were disparaging or cautiously applauding her, Caitlin dominated much of ESPN's coverage of women's basketball. Her performances in games and also off-court proceedings were frequently examined and discussed. If she departs for Europe, what will they discuss in her absence from the WNBA? ESPN's programming will be conspicuously deficient. The stories and conversations they have grown to rely on would be severely disrupted by Caitlin's departure, leaving SC scrambling to cover the gap she would surely leave behind in order to avoid losing a player who could have served as the league's face for many years to come. The WNBA must treat its lead star better. If Caitlin Clark chooses to take her skills to Europe, she will still be a star, but the WNBA and ESPN will have to work hard to fill the enormous gap she leaves behind. Caitlin Clark is not simply another gifted rookie. She is a revolutionary figure with the ability to improve the entire league in women's basketball. Caitlin Clark embodies a new era when players have greater control over their careers and are not dependent on the league or the media to define their legacy. This change empowers athletes to make choices based on their own goals rather than external influences. Despite ESPN's efforts to discredit her throughout the season, Caitlin's accomplishments speak for themselves. She has repeatedly shown that she is more than capable of handling criticism and rising above the clamor.
About the most watched WNBA finals game ever. You know why? Because I've been telling you about the Caitlin Clark impact. It's nice to see something other than Caitlin Clark having a profound influence on her.
This season comes to an end. ESPN is at a crucial crossroads where they must choose between continuing to promote storylines that downplay the tremendous skill in women's sports and beginning to give players like Caitlin Clark the respect and attention they merit. ESPN is in a panic over Caitlin's possible move to Europe, and if she decides to go that route, it may be too late for them to undo the harm. ESPN and the WNBA will only be held accountable for their own actions in allowing one of the top players in the league to elude.
Ago, their home attendance was 1,800 fans. Their average this year home attendance is 17,000.
Saga has served as a karmic lesson. ESPN's mistreatment of Caitlin Clark during the season was a calculated risk that they thought they could control. They underestimated her resilience and the loyalty of her fan base, assuming they could downplay her talent while still benefiting from her presence. However, now that Caitlin may be moving to Europe, they are beginning to realize how big of a mistake they made. They took for granted the increase in viewership that Caitlin brought to both ESPN and the WNBA, and without her, they may find it difficult to sustain the same level of interest in the WNBA.
Let me thank Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell and all the rest for refusing to say die, refusing to lose, fighting back again and again and again, and playing at a much higher level than they should be at this stage and age. was I ever entertained.
After spending so much time disparaging Caitlyn, her potential move to Europe would send shockwaves through the sports world. Leaving ESPN, reeling her departure would serve as a stark reminder of the network's inability to promote one of the biggest names in the sport. This might be a wake-up call. ESPN and the WNBA require a clear reminder that elite athletes ought to be acknowledged rather than denigrated.
Fact that she was getting all of that, yet all of these eyeballs were coming to the league because of her. They were turning, the Indiana Fever was turning away games into home games.
Women's basketball has benefited greatly from Caitlin Clark, and her absence would leave a gap that could be tough to fill. Without Caitlin, though, we will all have to wait and see. For Caitlin's major choice, ESPN and the WNBA will struggle to maintain the same level of excitement and viewership, maybe losing out on a generational talent they may never get back. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. Additionally, subscribe to see more videos today. Dawn.
Caitlin, that could be in. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Women's basketball has never been about millions of people watching or selling out arenas. Come on now, give me some good reason. Women's basketball has benefited greatly from Caitlin Clark, and her absence would leave a gap that could be tough to fill. Without Caitlin, though, we will all have to wait and see. For Caitlin's major choice, ESPN and the WNBA will struggle to maintain the same level of excitement and viewership, maybe losing out on a generational talent they may never get back. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. Additionally, subscribe to see more videos today. Music.
Don't know if I'm going to put Caitlin Clark on the USA team. If we put Caitlin Clark on the roster, we're going to get tens or even hundreds of millions of fans to watch our game. And we sell out every game, even our exhibition game. Those things just don't matter. Women's basketball has never been about millions of people watching or selling out arenas. Come on now, give me some good reason.